Recording. Hi guys, welcome to our Team Inspired first call of February, month 2 of 2018, which is so crazy and so scary. I saw this meme on Instagram and it was like, well, it's like already February, it's gonna be summer before we know it, and then Halloween stuff is gonna be up, and then it's gonna be Christmas, and the year's pretty much over. That's it, it's done. Like, it's already over. And sometimes I get panicked when I think about it, and then I remember where I was this time last year. And actually I wasn't I hadn't done anything really. I was a coach, things were moving along, but it wasn't monumental yet. So, you can kind of play in your head and freak yourself out and then take a step back and go, no, we do have time. And if you do those fundamentals starting today that we always talk about, and we're going to hear about today, we do have a whole year to make some amazing things happen. Let's talk about 80-day transformation. So I have had a few people already reach out to me, some privately sharing some pictures and sharing just success stories. I know you guys have your own. Even if someone doesn't want to share a before and after, and not just 80-day too, but we just finished a 21-day group as well. You guys, you want to share these stories, even if you're not sharing a photo. Just put that out there, because I'm hearing so much good stuff and good energy right now. So make sure you're checking in with all your people and sharing that the transformations, inner, outer, all of those are happening. Next coach sneak peek that we're running, Natasha is going to run. We're going to pick a date and I'll announce that on Team Inspired, but she is going to run another one for us. So just keep that in the back of your mind, and I'll get you guys more info on that in the next couple of days. Team Cup. All right. How many of you guys are in a Team Cup? Raise your hand if you're in a Team Cup. If you're not in a Team Cup, I still want you to shoot for all of the same goals, because you're still eligible for all of the individual SC prizes. So I'm going to talk about what that is this month. So if you hit Success Club, which is helping 3 people, okay, because that'll give you 5 points. So 3 new people with either Shakeology, Home Direct, or a challenge pack. The Success Club individual prize, is the Team Beachbody umbrella, which is kind of cool. We've never had an umbrella before. Yeah, isn't that neat? It's a Team Beachbody umbrella, which if you're in California, you're probably never going to use, because we're in a major drought, but we can use it for the sunshine. So it's a Team Beachbody umbrella. And then and hopefully you are going to Summit in June, you'll get a little ribbon to wear if you hit Success Club this month. Now, if you are in a team and every single person in your team hits Success Club, you will get the items mentioned earlier, and then you'll also get a Team Beachbody shirt, okay? And this is the kicker, guys. So if you're in a team, everyone on the team, shoot for hitting Success Club, because they are going to announce the newest workout, the newest live workout at Summit, and you will get to be part of the very first exclusive workout that they do for the new program, if every person on your team hits. I don't even know what it is. They haven't announced it yet. So that'll be pretty cool. You will also get a photo op with a trainer, but I don't know who the trainer is. So if everybody on the team hits, you will have an opportunity to take a photo with the trainer. And you'll also get a different ribbon. So you get another ribbon to wear at Summit. Okay. And then obviously if you win regional prizes, that's where the prizes get pretty crazy. I mean, the biggest prize, you actually get to do a tour of Beachbody headquarters. So all of that is in the FAQ. But that first prize, anybody can get that umbrella, and then the ribbon at Summit. That's even if you're not part of a Team Cup. All right, guys. So I'm going to repeat this one more time, because we do have some brand new coaches on the call today. And I want to welcome you if this is your first call for jumping on today, because sometimes as a new coach, it's do I want to jump on the team call? I don't know what to expect. But really this entire business is based on just taking action, not thinking about it, just taking action. And so I want to welcome all of you guys that are jumping on your very first call. Today we're going to talk about Success Club. And Success Club, for those of you that are brand new or just a refresher, it is a point-based system. You earn points for different activities. For every brand new customer or coach that purchases a challenge pack or purchases Shakeology on Home Direct, you're going to get 2 points. Every now and then Beachbody will roll out some special points. Like if they buy an 80-day mega pack, you'll get 3 points. So sometimes you'll get specials, but always remember this, for as long as nothing changes, it's 2 points for Shakeology Home Direct and 2 points for a challenge pack. You want to shoot for no less than 3 customers a month. If you do that, then you're always going to hit Success Club. There is always a prize from corporate, and they're always different. But more important than the prize is if I historically go back and look at the team and look at coaches, the people who consistently hit that number, they're consistently moving forward. So they're introducing new people into their business, they're introducing new coaches, they're building an income. And you can have Success Club points up to the hundreds. Like you don't have to stop at 6. You can just keep going and going, but you should strive to never miss. And I wouldn't strive for 6, because if you strive for 6 points, 3 people, what happens when you shoot for 6 is you end up at 3. So what I always tell new coaches, always go for 10 Success Club points, which is 5 new people, right? And then if you miss, you end up at Success Club 6. And then when you hit 10, then keep upping your goal. Today, I invited 7 coaches, most of them on my team, but there's a guest coach as well, who have been consistently hitting Success Club. And I asked them to talk about 2 to 5 tips that they have. These are not people who've never missed. And I think that's very important, because it's not about never missing. It's about consistency, building your business, and then how to bounce back when you are struggling. So I didn't pick people who never have missed. I picked all sorts of backgrounds, coaches that are a little newer, coaches that have been here for a while. And I'm going to go ahead and stop talking and let them take it away. If you could maybe max 10 minutes, because we've got 7 of you on here. And I want to make sure I give everybody a chance to share their points. And then I would even say shoot for like maybe 6 minutes if you can, so that we can even do some Q&A at the end. All right, you guys? Anybody want to volunteer and go first? If not, I can just read off my list. All right. I got Jen. You want to take it away?
Sure.
All right.
He's going to call my name.
And then I'll just have you guys do your own little intro of just how long you've been a coach. Let's just start with that.
Okay. Perfect. I have been a coach since Z's birthday, August 29th. And I would say I officially started really actually working it as a business in October. And I'm really excited to share with you guys all about consistency and how I reach SC every month, and just the things that it takes to build a solid next 60 and 90. So there's 5 points I'm going to go over with you guys. And the number one is, and kind of going through this process, because I think I just hit my 4th month. And the first thing is, especially if you're brand new, and no matter if you're new or not, is to have patience with the process. Z and I were just talking about this a little bit ago, that, with this business, it's a trust-built business. You're working with people and you have to build trust. And so just kind of going in it, you just want to know that it's typically going to run in 30, 60, 90-day cycle. So I like to consider it like watering a plant, or like think of building your business as you have a plant in your house, and your first 30 days of your business, you're going to be watering the seed, like watering. And if you guys want to know, my first 30 days in the business, I sent out so many messages. It was like crazy, because my goal was to move quickly and to get out of my corporate job. And so my invite list might have looked a little different than yours, but I will tell you that I sent all these messages, like so many, like 20 a day. And I think I sold 2 challenge packs my first month. 2. I think I sent probably over 200 invites, and I sold 2 packs. And I tell you guys to give you hope, because it was frustrating. You're like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm putting in all this work. And literally I have 2 people that have joined and bought a challenge pack. So that was a little bit of a frustration. But what I kept reminding myself, and what Z kept telling me, is just like, just keep going. Like, you just have to keep consistent, keep going. And so your first 30 days, that was like, I was watering all those seeds, and 2 of them decided like, hey, let's do this. And then the next 30 days, I was then, okay, I'm sorry, I said it wrong. The first 30 days, you're planting the seeds. So you're planting the seeds. That's literally like the planting stage. And then the next 30 days, you're watering the seeds. So it's like you're watering, and some of them will start growing a little faster than others. So the second month, I think I brought in, I had 5 new customers. So my number doubled. And then by month 3, that's your 90-day, I always say is like the most exciting time ever, typically, especially if you've been putting in the work, because that's when all the magic happens. And my 90-day mark was when we did the November to Remember contest, and I hit SC27. And so many of those people from that 3rd month were people that I talked to the first month that were either like not a good time, they weren't quite sure, they were hesitant, but I just kept following up. So number 1, just have patience with the process, realize it takes time. And I think if you don't have money signs in your eyes, if you really go into it thinking like, how can I bring value to this person? How can I help them? You know, and you make it about them and not about like, I just need to get this sale, they're gonna see that too. The second thing is to be the best challenger in your group, like your challenge group you're running and Z's group or whoever group you're doing. You have got to be the best challenger in that group. And I think that's also when I saw my business start to change, because I'll be real, like the first few months I was kind of like, I was like posting in the challenge group here and there when I thought about it. I was doing my workout probably 4 to 5 times a day. I was eating probably, I don't know, clean 80% of the time. Like I was doing things to get me to my goal, but I wasn't quite like all in. And so the second group that Z ran that I was with, I was like, all right, like I've got to get it together. I can't be a coach and not even feel like I'm reaching my personal goals. And so become the best challenger. Like that's the easiest thing also that I could focus on. I'm like, I can control what I do. I can't control if people are buying challenge packs. I can't control whether they tell me yes or no, but I can control getting up and doing my workout, drinking my Shakeology, drinking my water, and my meal prep. And that's another thing is when you're feeling better about yourself and you're consistent and you're showing up to the challenge group, first of all, you're going to have a lot more things to talk about when you're making your posts. And second of all, it's going to build confidence because you're seeing changes and people are going to see that confidence. The third thing is share consistently. That was key too. Again, when I first started, I was probably posting on Facebook and Instagram maybe 3 times a week. The thought of it overwhelmed me. I am more of a people person. I'd rather be in person, chit chat with you, make a video, but the thought of actually creating a post, I was completely overcomplicating. Like I was trying to come up with the perfect post every single time. And what I learned is you just gotta go for it. Like even if you feel like it's not that great, like you're better off just starting to consistently post than waiting for the perfect post. And so that's another big thing is when I started consistently posting 1 to 3 times a day, and I do Instagram and Facebook, and to keep it simple, I just post on Facebook, copy paste, post on Instagram. It's the same post. I don't try to make different posts per one. But that was another thing, like people start watching you and you're gaining trust. They're watching like, okay, she's still working out. She's still eating healthy. Like, but I also started getting a lot more vulnerable. I do not like telling people like about my bad days. I do not like sharing that part of me, but that was really, really eye-opening whenever I started just saying like, hey guys, here's some of the things that I've had struggles with. You know, here's the good, here's the bad. People started messaging me like crazy when I started actually getting a lot more real in my posts and being a lot more consistent. The fourth thing is activity. Increasing your activity. So when I first started, I think I was sending maybe 3 to 5 messages a day, probably more like 3. And then I was like, okay, I feel like it's just this process is taking a while, and I upped it to 10. And now my minimum a day is 20 invites a day. And you guys might think, oh my gosh, I've only been sending like 3 a day. That seems like insanity. How do I even find 20 people to invite a day? I break it up, so I do 10 in the morning, so that's done. I know like if I start my day and I send out 10 invites, then it's not on my mind throughout the day. And then in the afternoon, I'll send 10 more. But they're coming from my posts and the people I'm interacting with. You know, I'm making a list of all the people that are liking my posts and, you know, just creating messages that I can send you guys a video, kind of my process of how I choose who to invite and what that looks like and what I say. I can totally send you that video. But increasing your activity is going to make a huge difference. That's when I really saw a lot of things happening. And then the last thing is track. Attract number grows. I can tell you guys personally, I'm not the most organized person. People think that I am, but that's from like lots of years of learning the hard way of not having my stuff organized at all. But I will tell you the attract number grows. If you just think like, okay, I just have it all in my head, like even for like nutrition, when I first started my challenge group, I just figured I could just eyeball like my measurements of my food, and I could just kind of track on my head like how many yellow containers I had throughout the day. Like I've always thought I can just kind of have it all up here and remember it all. And the same thing for when you're inviting or you're talking to people. I feel like it always feels like you're talking to so much more than when you write it down and you're like, oh, okay, I talked to 3 people today. So track, you gotta write it down, I promise you, because if you have a week and you're like, oh my gosh, like nothing happened, I didn't sell anything, I don't understand what is going on, go back and see how many invites did you send, how many follow-ups did you do? Like if you start tracking, like that will make such a huge difference, because you're gonna be able to find out where are my strengths, like where do I feel like I'm doing the most, and then where are the days where I'm like, okay, like for me, I was sending a bunch of invites, but then once I started tracking, I realized like my follow-ups were like falling through the cracks and I wasn't as good about following up. So definitely track your numbers. You'll see huge results. I don't even know what time it is. I haven't looked at the time, so hopefully that was fast enough. Okay. You're on mute.
Thank you, Jen. Okay, so other coaches who are going to talk, if you have the same points on your list, that's okay. Hearing it 2 times, 3 times, just going to reiterate that that's something very important, okay? So I don't want you guys to feel like, oh my gosh, I've already covered that, like, or someone else did. That's okay. Don't change your list. I am going to give you guys a 1-minute mark, okay, just so that we can move along. So if you see me kind of going like this, don't get panicked. That's just like your 60-second mark, okay? Thank you so much, Jen. Kristen, I think, is having a hard time hopping on, so I'm going to skip her and go to Hillary. Hillary, ready?
I am ready.
Awesome.
Hi, guys. So I'm going to be vulnerable when I share kind of my advice with you, because when I first started coaching, I literally had no idea what I was doing, and I did everything wrong. And this is totally how I learned, and it's okay. This is where we grow, right? We grow from the things that challenge us, and we grow from the things that we do that don't benefit us. So instead of being down and out and being like, you know what, I'm out, this isn't working for me, I instead just invested my energy into completely revamping what I was doing. So when I first joined, I actually joined with Emily, who's not on right now because I think she had a shift at work today, and I hope everything's okay. Emily and I worked together in a very busy ICU in Toronto, and I made every mistake in the book. So the first piece of advice I'm going to share with you is do not share any brand or any piece of Beachbody. So don't flash Shakeology, don't flash Energize, like do not flash like the Team Beachbody logo anywhere. Keep people guessing about what you're doing, and instead focus on sharing your vibe and your message, because this is going to become your brand, and you want to brand yourself because that's going to attract your market, which in turn will attract your success. So that's my first point. So don't get down and out on yourselves. Learn and continue to grow. My second piece of advice is share, share, share. A lot of us feel uncomfortable with sharing with strangers, especially when you make your Instagram profile public or your Facebook public, because, you know, people are nosy, and there's a fear of judgment, right? I know that at first, when I first started this, people were like, no, I'm not buying anything. Like, no, I don't work out. Like, Hillary, you're crazy. You work out like 5 days a week and you're in the lunchroom eating all these greens and eating all this protein. And like, I don't want to live that lifestyle. But it all ties in with your message and your vibe. If you continue to share, people are going to continue to watch. And when they continue to watch, they're going to want to be a part of what you're doing, especially when you are using that vibe. So for me, I am more of like that spiritual girl where I feel like you need to be fit, but you also need to be spiritually fit. So I use that as my branding when I'm sharing my life. So I share the good, I share the bad, I share the ugly, I share my crazy morning hair, I share everything. And I think that's what people want to see, right? And that ties into my next piece of advice, is to be authentic and be genuine. People are going to put up the red flag and the stop sign right away if they think you're fake, if they think that you're just trying to target them to sell something. People are just going to get totally turned off by that, and you're going to lose the ability to connect with them on a genuine level to further expand your team and subsequently your business. So always make sure that you are being genuine and genuinely connecting with people out of interest, not out of sales. So connect out of interest and genuine connection first to build your relationships, and don't connect with people because you're looking at them like a money sign. And I think that my last piece of advice, because I know I want to leave a lot of opportunity for everyone else to talk as well, is using Instagram on its own. So when you use Instagram and you're using your posts to connect with people, on that story portion, you'll be able to see who consistently watches your videos. When you see those people that are consistently watching, like Jen said, write it down and send them a message and thank them for continuing to watch and be a part of your journey and support your life and your lifestyle choice. Don't try to sell them something because it's not going to work. Just genuinely thank people for being a part of the process. The biggest thing that you can do for yourself in this whole journey is just to have fun and just build friendships and relationships. It's a life-changing journey, and I know for myself that it's really changed my life. The beautiful people we get to meet, the wonderful conversations we get to have, the people that we know are on our phone or in our back pocket when we need them. Just be yourself, and the rest will come.
Thank you, Hillary. Before my timer went off, you're awesome. That was fabulous. All right, you guys, I've got Natasha next. And can you see me for when I do this?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Take it
No.
away. Natasha, how long have you been, Hillary, how long have you been a coach? I'll stop the timer.
Shoot, I forgot to say that. So I became like a discount coach in August, I think.
Okay.
And I really didn't start working the business until like October.
Okay. Just like Jen. Thank you. And then Natasha, you just hit your mark in October, right?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Take it
So
away.
let me pull over first.
You want me to come back to you?
No, I'm literally pulling into a parking space.
Perfect.
I'm forever in my car, guys, so I'm sorry.
That's okay. Second job, sufferer.
Okay, are we ready? Can I go? Okay, so this is, here's my advice. The first piece of advice I would give you is to follow your 4 vital behaviors, with the first one being a product of the product. That means, drinking your shake every day, sharing that. If you do Beachbody Performance, then make sure people know that as well. And that's just not people on Instagram or social media. That's everybody in your life. So when I go to the gym outside of Beachbody workouts, they always see me with my Hydrate. They always see me with my Recover. Like every time, I even try to wear a Beachbody t-shirt. Like, I am Beachbody. I don't care what kind of workout or what kind of 5K or whatever I'm doing. I try to make people see that that's who I represent, and that's why I look the way I look. So definitely being a product of the product. Nobody wants to get anything from you if they don't see any progress. Number 2 is just be consistent with everything. I literally had somebody tell me on Sunday they were gonna keep watching me to see how long I was gonna do this. Like, I'm just gonna see how long you're gonna continue. I'm like, I've been doing this for over a year. Like, I think that's what they call consistency right there. Like, you don't have to watch it now to see if I'm gonna be consistent. I've been consistent. So people, like Hillary said, people are watching you. Even if they never say anything, they're still watching to see if you're going to stop, if you're going to do something different. Because they don't believe that they can do it. They don't necessarily believe that you can do it. But when you're consistent with your journey and you constantly post and they see that you're following through with everything, then eventually they'll want to join as well, whether that's as a challenger or a coach, and you'll consistently get people every month that you're helping to be better. And I've had so many people when the post I didn't even think too much about, I just put my heart out there, those are the ones that people respond to, or they hit me up on the side when I feel like sometimes they are emotional. Like, I'll hit Z up and I'll be like, I don't know about this one. What do you think? And she's like, no, do it. She's such a cheerleader and I love her. And those are the ones that will touch somebody, and they'll hit me up on the side and they will be like, thank you for sharing your journey. Thank you I needed that word today. No matter what it is, it spoke to them. And eventually, like I say, you just keep doing it and keep doing it. And before you know it, it could be a year later and those people will be your challengers. And before you know it, they'll be your friends. So that's my third piece of advice, is to build relationships, because that's what's going to sustain your business, is relationships. I have so many friends through this, and I've just been blessed with so many amazing people, whether they're my challengers or not, just because this business has opened me up to so many things. People that I'm the person that I used to be like, I don't need any new friends. Like, I'm good. And now I have so many friends I don't know what to do with. I have so many people supporting me, and just they'll text me and be like, oh, so I was thinking you should do this and you should do that. They're cheering me on, and that feels so great. Okay. Because they feel like I'm doing the same thing for them. So number 1 is be a product of the product. Number 2 is to be consistent with everything. Post, reading, meals, everything. And then number 3 is to build relationships. It's all about people in this business and life. Okay.
Ended on that note. Thank you, Natasha.
You're welcome.
I love it. Stacy, ready?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. And then start with how long you've been a coach.
Okay. So I've been a coach. It'll be 2 years in, I think it's May. But I have to tell you guys that I have ducked in and out of this business a lot. And I'd even said to Z, it hasn't really been until the last, I'd say 6 months, that I've really actively been consistent about my coaching. So just putting it out there, I've kind of been in every facet of it. Okay, so my first thing is similar to what Natasha was just talking about with building relationships, networking. We are in the business of networking, but not networking in a way where you might associate it to sales, right? And I know everyone who's talked today has really mentioned that we are coming from a place of just getting to know people, reaching out to people, understanding their story, connecting with them on so many levels, not even just on a health and fitness level, but just on so many different levels. And I read something I'm sure you guys have all heard of the book, Get Over Your Damn Self. And something that really resonated with me that she says is, when your mouth is closed, your business is closed. And so if you think about the fact that we are working a business, right? Like if you were to open a store, right, you're going to have to be open a lot to generate sales. Well, it's the same thing with our business, and our business really comes from our mouth. So talk to people as much as you can, but again, not from a place of wanting to make a quick sale. Talk to people, get to know them, stay in connection with them. And then eventually, listen for cues that would warrant bringing up health and fitness related conversation. But that's definitely my first thing, is networking and always keeping our mouth open, and taking advantage of opportunities that really you maybe otherwise wouldn't want to do. Like I can tell you guys, I am like a homebody. I love being home. I am an insane introvert. Like even this right now makes me like crazy nervous. I want to let you guys know that like I like to hide behind my phone. Like that's actually why this business is awesome, is because you can do this business being an introvert and hiding behind your phone, but at the same time, take advantage of those opportunities of going out to events that you get to meet new people, because that's going to help your business so much. Okay. My second thing is kind of in regards to follow-up, but it's more specific to finding a system that works for you. And this is something that's been really, I've tried a lot of things. I've tried Excel, I've tried Pipeline, I've tried just various different methods of kind of staying organized with this business. And you have to try a bunch of stuff to really figure out what does work for you. I can tell you guys, like I am a pen and paper person. The system that I've found that works really well for me, I use a planner. It's a calendar that is also a planner. And I am able to each week write down who I've talked to that day. And then anytime I've talked to somebody and the conversation has ended with, I'm not quite ready to pull the trigger, but I'm not saying no, I immediately will like flip a few pages over and I'll write their name down again so that I don't forget to follow up with that person. Because otherwise, like too many people were falling through the cracks. And I'm even now with this new system, I'm finally starting to figure out like, oh my gosh, like I didn't reach out to that person. It's been 6 months or whatever. And, they probably went and bought something different at this point, right? So it's really important to follow up, and it's really important to figure out a system that works for you. And the only way to do that is just to keep trying things until you really feel like you're in a groove with something. And then my last thing is, it's consistency. Just like what a lot of you guys have said, consistency is so important with everything, with invites, with follow-ups, with posting, with doing your vital behaviors. You have to be a product of the product. And it really comes down to like, I do everything every single day, even when I don't feel like it. And that's the bottom line. Like this business is an amazing business, and we are so blessed to be able to call this our work. But at the same time, there's no way we're going to wake up 365 days a year and feel like working out and feel like reaching out to people and feel like doing these things. You have to move beyond the feeling like it to really see the results. That's it.
Stopping the timer. Thank you so much,
Okay.
Stacey. All right. And next on my list, I've got 2 pages of notes already, you guys. Is Audrey, who is not a coach on Team Inspire. She is my success partner, formerly from England, back in the United States officially. Audrey, will you take it away?
I absolutely will. Thank you for having me, you guys. This is like, I always feel like it's such an honor just to like be either a fly on the wall or, get to speak with you. So thank you, Zaina, for inviting me. And also shout out to my coach, Rebecca, for being on the call tonight. Woo-woo. So I'm just blown away because I even text Zaina. I was like, your coaches just said everything I was going to say. So I think it's really fantastic that so many of us are on the same page as far as what works, but we also all have our own take on it. So I'm quickly just going to rattle off a few of the things regardless that I always focus on no matter what. And then a few things that I learned recently from someone who I hugely admire. So first of all, your vital behaviors. Like, we all know that you've got to be a product of the product. You need to be drinking your shake. You need to be working out. You need to be taking care of yourself. And you need to be doing personal development in some capacity every single day. It's not, you're going to have your days, and that's okay. But as much as you can, you need to work those vital behaviors, because you want to be a walking, talking, beaming, happy proof that what we do works. And what so many of you said is sort of like your vibe attracts your tribe. That's literally what you're doing by just living those vital behaviors. And you don't even have to say anything to anybody. As many of you said, people just pick up on it. They're watching you all the time. So just by doing what you need to do to take care of yourself, people are going to pick up on that. My other tip as far as consistency, I believe in consistency with social media. I know I need to be better about that myself, but I know that that is so huge. But my other tip for consistency is, hold on, let me back up. I've been a coach for 3 years now. And I have, since I decided to become a very active coach, was maybe just a couple months into my, becoming a coach, I've held a challenge group just about every single month. And that is my piece of consistency. So therefore, I'm accountable to all the people who are in my challenge groups, but then I'm accountable to myself for constantly inviting, which then holds me accountable to consistently putting out some sort of message. And I'm consistent about that message. What I think is really important to remember, and I'm going to say this in another minute, is that your message shouldn't be the same as somebody else's. Like, this is your journey, and it is so personal. And the people that you're helping, it's so personal to them. So when you think about your why and what your journey is all about and why you're here in the first place, that's your message, and that's what you've got to consistently. Eddie, hold on a second. Sorry, my son is interrupting my time. Eddie, can you go upstairs, please? Eddie, gotta go up.
I want to come down.
Okay, well then come sit. I'm so sorry, you guys. I thought I had him locked away. Is that your message has got to be consistent to what you believe. Sit down, please. Okay. To what you believe. And that's going to be different than somebody else. Don't try to be somebody else. Don't have your message look like somebody else's. So sorry. Give me a second, guys. Hashtag mom life, by the way. Share your mom life. Share it all. But people, as someone said before, was it Jen or whoever, but people understand and they can see right away when you aren't genuine or you're trying to be somebody else. So put your blinders on and you do you. Okay. And that will help you be consistent, because you're not going to get all muddied by what somebody else over here is doing. And they're posting a different way than maybe you think that you should be posting. You have your own values. You have your own morals. You have your own character. You need to put that out there. And that's what's going to attract your people, and just be consistent about it. Don't be like all bipolar on social media, if that makes sense. Like, people will be like, wait, yesterday she said that and she believes in this, and now today she's saying that. Just be consistent with what you believe and how you feel. And then let me go back. Okay, someone else said something about engagement and being the best challenger in your challenge group. My best challenges, are when I am super, super engaged. And I believe that that represents giving everybody the VIP experience and also being the product of the product. So if you're running a challenge group, participate right along with everybody. You've got to do that. And then my final thing is, remember your why. That's something that we always talk about, but you have to remember that and what it means to you. Your why is your brand. You represent your brand. It's always going to evolve just as your journey evolves. And remember that your why now, like, you started because you needed to change something for yourself. But now that you're a coach and you're leading people, your why has become bigger than yourself. And it's about your people. So never forget about your people, your coaches and your challengers. And as long as you're taking care of your people, everything is just going to naturally progress. People want to be cared for. most importantly. And then I think whoever said have fun, 1000%. As soon as you stop having fun with this, your things are going to go south. So do whatever you need to do to keep having fun. And I think that that's about it.
Thank you, Audrey.
So sorry about my son, by the way, who's throwing a tantrum.
our job is that it's okay.
He really should be in bed. His father's in charge and he's not in bed.
So the last, Emily, I don't think she was able to hop on. Emily works actually with Hillary in ICU, and so she was hoping she could make it, but it could get a little tricky. But she was dedicated enough to send me everything prior, just in case she was going to get caught up at work. So I'm going to read these to you. They're from Emily, who has been a coach. I don't know how long it's been Emily been a coach. Longer than you, Hillary, but not much longer.
I think, and I'm not going to don't quote me, but I think she started in June or July.
That sounds about right. And she came on as a discount coach and then just like ran with it.
And then connected with you, and then the rest is history.
Yeah, it's a good story. So she emailed me her list, and I'm going to go through these right now. The very first thing she said is do your personal development. We get a lot of no's in this business, and it is so important not to take it personally. Someone else saying no has no reflection on the type of person that you are. I found it very challenging to hear no when I first started. I figured something was wrong with me and that I needed to change or just stop asking people. Reading personal development helped me gain insight into who I am and what I want from this business. It helps me gain control over my emotions and be very clear on why I am here. Hearing and reading about other people on the entrepreneurial journey and how they overcame the very same things you're going through gives you the sense that you're going to make it through if you just stick with it. Number 2 from Emily is show up. If you want to achieve Success Club, you have to show up in your challenge groups, on team calls, on trainings. All the resources that you could ever want are sitting at your fingertips. Being a part of the community gives you a sense of belonging and helps you gain confidence. Showing up in the team helps you realize that there are other people going through the same things you are. There are people supporting you and rooting for you. Show up to your business, show up to inviting, posting, follow-ups, challenges, etc. Since actually showing up to team calls and on the groups, I have achieved Success Club consistently. This team is here for you. And her third point is step outside of your comfort zone enough times, and eventually that will be your comfort zone. Even if you don't feel like inviting, chatting with 10 new people because you're nervous or scared, do it anyways. Decide you are going to take action without having to have the motivation to do it. The first time I invited 5 people to the coaching opportunity, I had to have a 30-minute nap afterwards. Last weekend, I invited another 5 people and I didn't have to take a nap. The more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to get with it. Take action without motivation. That's all from Emily. You guys, seriously, like I'm blown away by this team. And I'll tell you guys why. Because when I first started coaching and I was watching these calls on YouTube from other teams, I had this feeling in my head of doubt. And I was like, there is no way I'm going to find this many people who are such rock stars. Like, oh my God, it's how am I going to find these people, right? Not that I don't know people who are rock stars, but how many of them are going to trust me and want to do this with me? And I'm like listening to you guys, and it's just incredible. And it's so emotional to realize like this is what our team is made of. And quite honestly, I could have had a lot more people talk on this call today. But I didn't want to take 2, 3, 4 hours. And for those of you guys that did share, thank you so much. It was so clear that you didn't hold back, that you shared the good and the bad. I have like 3 pages of notes here. And I learned a lot. It's 6:18, so we do have a little bit of time before our call is over. So I want to open it up for anybody to ask questions of anybody else on the team. So go for it, guys. Questions, comments, takeaways, whatever you guys like. I can unmute you or you can unmute yourself.
Hey Zaina, it's Jamie Lynn.
Hi.
I just wanted to say thank you for inviting me on the call. I've been with Beachbody for 6 years, so hearing everybody on the call and just getting refreshed and realizing like, whoa, those are like true and tried like facts. Like those are the things that you need to do to be successful with this company. In the last 6 years, I went hard and then I left and then I went hard and then I left. So I've been on this like roller coaster journey trying to find who I am. And Beachbody has just given me so much of like being able to find my purpose and passion in life. And I know that it's helping other people. And Beachbody just happens to be the company that really helped me find that about myself. And so in the last, I want to say since January, I recommitted my coaching. I recommitted to become, a better coach and really work this. And everything that you guys shared today, you guys are amazing. Like I am just like, wow. And there are some things that I'm already doing, but there are some things now that I'm going to implement from hearing from you guys. And I just want to say thank you because you guys are awesome. And thank you, Zaina, for inviting me on this call.
Absolutely. Just so you guys know, Jamie Lynn and I have known each other for like 10 years probably.
Yeah.
And she's someone that I've always looked up to as a coach, but a few months ago she was kind of like, I don't really know where my business is. And then we had that call in January and she's like, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna go back into this. And it's February 6th and she's already at Success Club 10. So yeah, you're back.
I'm just sharing and being a product of the product. And I think that was my biggest downfall was that I was afraid to share because I was afraid of what people were going to think about me. But it's actually quite the opposite because when you're vulnerable and you're transparent with people about your journey, they actually like message me. Like the other day I shared something about my belly fat, like it's going down, but I still have like that pooch from the mommy from having a baby and stuff. And I don't know how many inbox messages I got, but I got so many and they were like, man, I can relate so much to you with that whole, belly and pooch and all. And I'm thinking to myself like, dude, like that was just something I shared because I felt like, yeah, I still have that little, skin right there. And we just started talking and, they're like, I want to do what you're doing. Tell me about it. How do you do it? And so we started talking and they joined my challenge. So it's pretty cool.
Shared. I love it. Anybody else? Any comments? Any questions?
Hey Z, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good. It's Kristen. I'm sorry. I was on earlier and it cut me off.
That's okay. Did you want to add anything since you were able to jump on? I didn't realize you were on.
Well, I just wanted to just add really quick. I know everyone already told their coach story, but for me, I was supposed to tell my story. And this was the first month in quite a few months that I have not hit Success Club. And I had a talk with Z before the end of the month because I was so greatly disappointed that I wasn't going to hit Success Club. And we had a great talk and she just said, you know what, just go until you can go no more. And that's basically what I did. I gave it my all and I finished the month, even though I didn't hit Success Club, I finished the month knowing that I did as much as I possibly could. And to me, that was success. And so I don't know if you guys have talked about that throughout the call, but you don't necessarily hit Success Club every single month, but even those months that you don't, at least as long as you give it your all, that's good enough. Does that make sense?
I'm really glad you said that, Kristen, and you did hop on because we did not touch on that. And here's the thing, Success Club is one goal of many goals that you're going to have in your business and your personal life, not just Beachbody, right? And if the more you make it a habit to not quit and to just keep going, It was the last day of the month, and Janelle and Kristen were both talking to me that the last minute, like, so just so you know, on the West Coast, we have until 9 p.m. and the month closes. On the East Coast, it's midnight, right? So it's wherever you're at, same exact time for all of us. And these two gals were like not stopping till the clock stopped. And I mean, really, it was like that late, and they're still messaging me. So you can look yourself in the mirror and say, like, I gave it everything I could. And you might think, like, no big deal. It's Success Club. Like, I can miss a month. But building these habits of not quitting will translate in every other goal that you set for yourself, whether it's a personal goal, whether it's a bigger goal that you set, bigger than Success Club, right? And so build that habit really early on, that you'll fight till the end. And then at that point, like, you know what happened? I'm pretty sure, Kristen, correct me if I'm wrong, but you woke up like 2 days later and then your February was already off to a good start, right?
Yeah, it's off to a good start. I started the month at SC2. So yeah, I mean, I at least woke up the next day kind of bummed that I didn't hit Success Club, but I felt really, really good because I knew I did as much as I possibly could. And you just have those months sometimes.
Mm-hmm. And you're always going to, nothing's ever going to be, not every goal that you set for yourself you're going to hit, but you want to get in the habit of not quitting and bouncing back. And when you do keep going till the very end, you do wake up the next day and you feel good because you're not a quitter. And so you feel good about yourself. And that's what that's about. I'm so glad you were able to hop on. All right, you guys.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. I didn't realize that was you. I hope that you guys found that helpful. This is probably like one of the best calls we've had because we got to hear from so many different people. Next team call is next Tuesday at 5:30. I'm going to do a poll on Team Inspired with like 3 or 4 different topics, and you guys can tell me what you want to hear about. And depending on what the topic is, we'll decide who the best, person to run that call will be. But it will be next Tuesday, same time, same place. All right, guys, have a good night. Go eat your fix or 80-day approved dinners. Bye, guys.